campaigns are always looking to cash in, and unions have spent more than $23 million on their candidate of choice so far. But the union's strength was dealt a big blow by the Supreme Court today. They can no longer use dues for political donations, and if they want to collect for political campaigns, they have to allow employees to opt out. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize this will hugely affect the big bucks that unions usually have to donate to the campaign of their choice. Here for our number crunch is Shira Toeplitz, a political reporter for Roll Call. Shira, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Melissa.
So this is a big change, because if they can't just go ahead and use the dues and they have to allow members to opt out. I mean, we saw in Wisconsin what happened when you gave people a choice to continue to pay dues to be a member or to opt out. More than half opted out. It seems like this is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. This is probably one of the worst months in a long time for labor unions and organized labor, given what happened in Wisconsin, like you just mentioned, and then also the Supreme Court decision. This essentially hinders a lot of their fundraising ability and, frankly, the ability to react quickly to say we need to fight this ballot initiative, much like the one this decision stems from in 2005 in California.
Is this bad news for President Obama, or is that a generalization that labor unions like Obama?
It's not a generalization at all. Unions and organized labor completely back the president, more so than his opponent, Mitt Romney. Is it bad news? Yes. Is it terrible news? No. The thing about the wild, wild west of campaign finance that we've entered since the Citizens United decision, another Supreme Court decision, is that if there's money out there that you need in politics, people will find a way to get it and spend it. There is money out there. They just have to figure out how to do it.
A lot of people have been making hay of the fact that President Obama's burn rate was negative this month, that he raised $39.1 million, but he spent, I'm sorry, this was for May, but he spent $44.6 million. Is that a big deal?
Yes, that is a big deal. That means the Obama campaign is spending quite a bit of money on things like staff, infrastructure, campaign advertisements, because they have to. They feel the need to respond. But I can tell you, any campaign from the state legislature up to president, if the election's in November, they should not be having a burn rate right now. Your burn rate comes later in the cycle when you are heavily on television, which typically makes up about 3/4 of a campaign's budget.
Now, even though, I mean, they would point out that USA Today reports that he still has more money than Mitt Romney at a ratio of 6-to-1 anyway. So what difference does it make? He's still got more cash.
He does have more cash in the bank at 6-to-1, but just a couple months ago, that margin was 10-to-1. So things are changing. And then also when you add the super PACs in there, the numbers even up quite a bit. I believe it was in April or so when President Obama had a 10-to-1 advantage over Mitt Romney just in the campaign accounts. That was right after that grueling Republican primary. Mitt Romney didn't have a lot of money. He was just beginning to rebound. Well, if you added all the super PACs in there, that went down to a 2-to-1 advantage.
Yeah, and also, you know, we've been looking at some of the biggest donors that in the past had given to President Obama during the last election. And in fact, it's big names like Ken Griffin of Citadel, very famous from Chicago. He's the founder and CEO of Citadel, who now has given $1.1 million to a pro-Romney super PAC. Another big name there, Munir Sauter, Goldman Sachs. He was a Goldman Sachs managing partner. I think he retired maybe about a week ago or just recently. But he gave $380,000 to a super PAC. A lot of the big names on Wall Street who supported the president last time have switched over to Romney, and the numbers keep dribbling out. Is that an important group, or can he just make it up in Hollywood?
I don't think he can make it up in Hollywood. I think Wall Street is an important group. He's going to have to make it up somewhere else, though, if he wants to be competitive in the cash game. I think Wall Street obviously supported the president quite heartily in 2008, and ever since Dodd-Frank, they have not been as happy with the president. So they're making it known with their wallets. Money talks.
Does whoever have the most money win the election? Is that how it works?
No, not always. That's definitely not how it works in every race, but I'd rather run the campaign with more money than the campaign with less money. It certainly helps a lot. A lot of other things matter, obviously, like the political environment, the candidate, him or herself. Those things matter as well, but it's always better to have more money than your opponent, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Oh, more money is always better. Shira, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So if you can't